Pip and Sola's little courage. On a bright blue morning in the snowy land, penguins race down a shiny ice hill. They laugh and spin and splash into the water. Only one little penguin does not move. Pip stands at the top, knees shaking, staring down the long, slippery slide. Pip is small and fluffy. The ice is smooth and bright. The hill looks tall and fast. Pip watches the other penguins zoom past on their bellies with wings wide. "Whee!" they shout as they slide. They splash into the water, then pop up, laughing and shaking drops from their heads. Pip wants to go with them. He really does. But his tummy feels tight. He looks down and thinks, "I will tumble. I will bump. I will splash too hard into the cold water." He hugs his wings around his body and makes himself still. A penguin slides by and calls, "Come on, Pip." Another one chirps, "It's fun." Pip tries to smile, but his beak wobbles. He whispers, "Maybe later," and stays at the top. Near the water, a young seal lifts his head. His name is Sola. Sola has calm eyes and a soft voice. He loves to glide on ice. He notices Pip all alone, not sliding, not laughing. Sola slips out of the water and onto the ice with a gentle wiggle. He glides up the hill in a smooth swoosh and stops beside Pip. "Hi, Pip," Sola says softly. "You look worried." Pip squeezes his wings tighter. "The big slide is too scary," he says. "It's too steep. It's too fast." Sola nods. "Big things can feel huge," he says. "Want to try a tiny slide with me?" Pip shakes his head right away. "Not the big one." "Not the big one," Sola agrees. "A tiny one." Sola pats the snow beside them and shapes a small bump. It is short and round, like a baby hill. He rubs it until it feels slick. "Look," Sola says. "A baby slide." Pip peeks. It looks almost silly. His heart still beats fast, but his eyes feel curious. "We can go very slowly," Sola says. "We can stop any time." "Any time?" Pip asks. "Any time," Sola says. So Pip sits beside Sola at the top of the baby slide. Pip's belly touches the snow. His feet stick out behind him. His breath makes a tiny cloud. "One little push," Sola says. They push. Swoosh. They slide a tiny bit and stop in soft snow. Pip blinks. Nothing bumps him. Nothing hurts. I did it," Pip says, surprised. "You did," Sola says. "Again?" Pip looks back at the little bump. The knot in his tummy loosens a little. "Again," he says. They slide again, then again. On the third slide, a small giggle pops out of Pip's beak. It feels warm, like a light turning on. That day, Pip does not go on the big hill, but he does not feel stuck anymore. He feels like he has a small new key in his pocket. When the sun starts to dip, Pip sits by the water and watches the big hill from far away. Penguins still zoom down. Pip's chest aches a little because he wants to be with them. Sola sits near him on the ice. "I want to slide," Pip admits, "but my fear feels loud." Sola makes a soft sound. "Fear can be loud," he says. "Sometimes it tries to keep you safe, but we can teach it a new rule." "A rule?" Pip asks. Sola nods. "The rule is, we listen, then we take one small step. Fear can ride along, but it does not get to drive." Pip thinks about that. "Fear can ride," he repeats slowly, "but it can't drive. Sola smiles. Yes. And tomorrow we take another small step. The next morning, Pip meets Sola near the edge of the water. The big hill still shines. Pip's knees still want to shake when he looks at it, but Pip also remembers the baby slide and the warm feeling of the giggle. Sola smiles. Ready for a little bigger? He asks. Pip swallows. A little, he says. They build a practice slide that is longer than the baby one, but not too high. Pip pats the snow with his wings. Sola smooths it with his flipper until it glides. Before Pip slides, Sola points to the top. Let's make a brave plan, Sola says. First we sit, then we breathe, then we count to 3, then we push. Pip nods. Sit, breathe, count, push, he says. Pip sits. He breathes. 1, 2, 3. Pip counts. He pushes. Swoosh! The slide is longer. The wind tickles Pip's cheeks for an extra moment. Pip squeals, then stops safely at the bottom. His squeal turns into laughter. Your laugh is getting brave, Sola says. Pip giggles. My laugh is practicing, he says. After a few turns, Sola says, let's try one silly way. Silly? Pip asks. Sola rolls onto his back on the smallest part of the slide and waves his flippers. Like this, he says. Pip snorts. It looks funny. He lies on his back too, and Sola stays right beside him. One little push, Sola says. They slide on their backs. The blue sky moves above them. Pip's tummy jumps for 1 second, then he stops in soft snow and laughs hard. Funny brave is nice, Pip says, wiping a snow bit from his beak. Sola nods. Funny brave counts, he says. On another day, Sola makes the practice slide just a bit taller and adds a soft snow pile at the end. This is our stopping spot, Sola says. If you feel too fast, you aim for the stopping spot. Pip tries. Halfway down, he wobbles and gasps. His wings flail a little. Stop. Breathe. Look at me, Sola calls. Pip presses his wings in, breathes out, and aims for the snow pile. He bumps into it softly and stops. His heart pounds, but he is safe. I got scared, Pip says. And you handled it, Sola says. That is brave too. Day by day they keep the rule and the plan. Pip practices breathing at the top. He practices holding his wings close so he stays straight. Fear still flutters in his chest, but now Pip knows what to do with it. Pip still watches the big, shiny hill. It still looks fast. It still looks like a giant thing, but now the giant thing feels a little less giant, because Pip has been growing one slide at a time. One afternoon, the other penguins gather near the big hill and call, "We're going on the big slide. Wanna come?" Pip's heart thumps. The knot tries to come back. Pip looks up at the tall ice and feels the old fear flutter in his chest. Then Pip looks at Sola. Sola stands calm and close. He does not rush Pip. He only nods once, like he is saying, I am here. Pip takes a deep breath. He thinks of the baby slide. He thinks of the longer practice slide. He thinks of laughing at the sky on his back. He thinks of the stopping spot and how he handled the wobble. He thinks, I can try. Okay, Pip says. His voice shakes, but the word is real. But can you slide with me? Yes, Sola says. We slide together. They climb the big hill side by side. Step by step, Pip's feet find the ice. Halfway up, Pip stops and hugs himself. Sola stops too. We can rest, Sola says. Brave can rest. Pip breathes out. Brave can rest, he repeats, and they keep climbing. At the top, the wind whooshes past. The shiny slide stretches far down to the water. Pip's knees wobble. For a moment, his old words try to come back. Maybe later. Sola sits beside him. Look at me, Sola says. Pip looks at Sola's calm eyes. Pip sits on the shiny ice. It feels hard and smooth under his belly. Sola holds out his flipper. Hold on, he says. Pip holds on. His wings tremble, but they do not let go. Sola smiles. 1, 2, 3. They push off. At first, they move slowly. Then the hill takes them. Whoosh! The wind rushes around Pip's face. The ice blurs under him. Pip squeals loud, and his eyes go wide. The fear flutters for a blink. Then Pip feels Sola's steady flipper. Pip remembers to breathe. Pip stays flat on his belly like he practiced. And then, right in the middle of the fast slide, Pip starts to laugh. He laughs and laughs as they race down together. He even shouts, "Whee!" like the other penguins. Splash! They splash into the water with a big, happy plop. Cold water pops up and taps Pip's cheeks. Pip pops up too, blinking, sputtering, and laughing all at once. I did it! Pip yells. You did it! Sola says, smiling. The other penguins cheer and splash around them. Pip swims in a small circle, so full of happy that he cannot stay still. When Pip climbs out, he looks up at the hill again. It is still big. He still feels a tiny flutter before a big slide, but now Pip knows what that flutter means. It means he cares. It means he is about to try. Pip feels warm inside, like his laugh is now big enough to share. Soon Pip is the one calling, "Come on, let's slide together!" And when someone asks how Pip can do it even when he feels scared, Pip smiles and says, being brave doesn't mean you are never scared. It means you take small steps, and sometimes a friend's support, to try anyway.